Gizmos and Gadgets, because I'm actually having a lot of fun with it. I don't know if anybody else is, but alright. It has been a while since we've done the automotive thing, so should we do that or alternative energy? I think my camera got bumped. There we go. Alright. Boom. Class 2 electric racer. Alright. 4 battery packs available to you. The most powerful is 100 kilowatts. Alright, 100 for the battery. The motor is equivalent. Curved sloping windshields. Ball bearings. 5 inches wide. 2-to-1. Brake still the brake. Fiberglass. I think that's it. It doesn't look like the car itself has any additional parts. So let's see what happens. Right off the bat, bananas, but man, there's so many monkeys. Good grief. Yeah, that's not gonna play well. Yeah, whoops. Hmm. I was gonna say that's not gonna actually. Although, what I should just do is, that won't reach. Hello, I am not thinking. Gotcha, so it's not quite enough to get up there. Alright, so that door above me and... Oh man, they're really making this more complicated. Alright, what do we got? Flat sloping. And what is this mess? Alright, we got ball bearings perfect. Wooden body. Can I get a different challenge, please? Oh my gosh, no. Not the magnet, please, not the mag. Alright. Okay. Make the screeching stop. Thank you. Oh my gosh. So much screeching. Oops. Oops. Oh man. Man, I think I have found a problem. Alright. Ooh, 8 lines. Spark plugs. Where do I? Ooh. Ooh. Do not want. It's like, yes, I can build the car. I would not want to drive that car. That guy looks a bit different. Actually, all the guys look a bit different. Alright. I still like their graphics for the potential energy. Oh, good. What do we got? 4 that are 3. Nope. More bananas. Yeah, this is not going in my favorite. Basketball. Yellow ramp. Into the hole. All right. Five inches wide. So we've got the best tires. And the best wheels. Oh, that's tricky. I thought the game was doing me a favor. Rule number one, game never does favors. Yeah, oh. That's better. Using oil and shoe. Okay. Gotta check to see if that one's that simple. Nope. Okay. Now, I wonder how long they actually stay asleep. What if they're eventually going to make me solve that one? Okay. 3 batteries, 2 light bulbs, 2 switches, and a partridge in a pear tree. See how much of this I can choose. Alright. Yeah, I'm not gonna. actually. What a mess. Hey! New screen name or different screen name? Let's see, where is that? I do have to just fall. Man. How are you doing? Gotcha. I feel like I've seen it before, but maybe it's like from a subscription list or something like that. So, gotta ask, how's little guy doing? Awesome, that's good to hear. I can't remember, did you end up playing this game? Well, you hadn't played this game before, right? I think I'm having an identity crisis because I have a brother-in-law named Tony who they just had a new boy, so I apologize. I think I got my Tonys confused. Well, keep in mind I got my chat streamed on here too. You don't have to. I think I figured that out after you said, after you gave me the number. Sorry about that. How are you doing, man? Yes, it did. But I'm glad to hear they're doing well too. Sorry about that. Yeah, when you pointed over to your name, I was like, oh, okay, because my brother-in-law, he goes by Oblivion Runner on here, and he's been on here a couple of times. So, did you ever play the Gizmos and Gadget or the Super Solvers series at all? Like which ones? I mean, I'm sure Oregon Trail probably makes the honor roll on that one. Oh, I'm gonna have to fight with this mess. Oh, Equal Quest, you played that one too? Oh man, I'm actually gonna have to tackle this one. Nice. Equal Quest, I think I'm after I get through the super solvers, I'm gonna jump over and try to finish that one. I actually should publish the list of games that I've got that I'm planning. I think it'd be a lot of fun to get input and voting as more people start watching, if more people start watching. So what are some of your favorite games from that period in time? Thanks. I'm still trying to figure out the timing between game and chat and everything, but and if I have yeah, that was definitely one of the things that I loved. I really want to do one of the online MUDs that I used to play just for the sake of it. Something tells me I need to get some distance from that door. Oh my gosh, that worked. I have no idea how that worked, but that worked. Do you have any, like, are we thinking like the old Infocom games like Zork and Hitchhiker's Guide, or what are the ones you got in mind? You know, I have not heard of any of those three. Were those DOS based, like text based games, or were they um, graphical games? Tell me a little about them. Ooh, Elder Scrolls, yeah. Okay. Let's see. I think I have a potentially impossible situation. Maybe not. I'm trying to think with the games you're describing, with the text graphics supported by text, was it I'm just trying to think. Was it kind of like where you had like a if I can do that my hands like this, like a kind of a picture of things in the corner, and then like some text off to the side, and then um oh, and Rogue, of course. I have heard a lot about Rogue. I have not actually played that one yet, so I think what I'm gonna get to a point where, I mean, I've got like 30 or 40 games that I want to go through and do half hours runs on, but I want to get to a point where um, I start playing the games that, were more industry defining from the era that I never played, and see if I can see how I do and actually experience them. So Rogue is definitely one of those. I mean, especially since the entire genre is roguelike. Yeah, like familiar stats on the edges. Yep. Okay. I know exactly the GUI you're describing. I played a couple like that, but I can't remember what the names of them were. Maybe that's some, and that's the other thing is I actually, when I was younger, I played a lot of games. And I have no idea what the names are. Um, oh, well, I either can rebuild this guy or I'm gonna back out. Naturally, this will not be as easy as just rebuilding. Also, yes, I brute force some of these puzzles. Yes, they were. They were a lot simpler, but there was a certain charm and quality and everything that went with it too. And it's something that I really miss. And I just got shanked, losing all my car parts. But there was just a very particular charm about them that I just find missing in a lot of games nowadays. Let's see if I put. It might be too much. Yeah. Ooh. Yeah, that's very, very true. The like even with the simpler games like Legend of Zelda, there was just something about the simplicity, and as you're playing along with those games, it's kind of this is kind of the opposite of your example. But when you're playing with those games, you kind of invent your own storyline, your own thoughts about the game, and like the motivations of the character. I mean, obviously, than the primary plot, but if I can make that, nope. Looks like I've got to use. Nope. Yeah. So you had the opportunity to just kind of invent those things, or in the text-based games, exactly. It's like multiple people can receive the same sets of words, but then when you're actually imagining it, it just, your mind fills in all the gaps and makes all the connections, and a lot of times you end up with like almost a more enrapturing experience in it, because in part, you're responsible for making the environment in your mind. You actually have a hand in the creative process in your own way. All right, best motor get. Ooh. Totally just ran off the cliff. Wooden body shaped like a box. Not gonna go very fast. Decent battery. Yeah, I definitely. Now I have to build the spaghetti noodle monster in magnets. No. Please no. Sometimes it will randomize what what puzzle is behind the door. My movies often. That's a very good point. That is a very good point. And not only that, but movies, either they try to cram everything into a small space, or they try to change things. The one set of movies that is kind of my go-to example for some of the liberties that they take, or the imposition of one's own worldview, is the Lord of the Rings movies. When you read the book, all of the relationships between the characters is so much more respectful and enriching. And I think in today's society, we've lost a lot of that, that respectable discourse between people, or between governing authorities and things like that. A lot of the formalities, and so what you get is the feel of like you definitely get the encounters, but you just don't get the feel, like the depth of the characters, the relationships, and the respect that was actually going on between the characters. Um, Instead, you get almost an anachronism of how we interact with each other in an American society mixed in with this fantasy world, and it feels wrong. It's like, I just don't understand why they changed those fundamental components of the Lord of the Rings movies, because okay, this guy's waiting on me, and I just set myself up for problems. Yeah, I think you know where I'm. Finally, they gave me a simple puzzle. They gave me a level 1 puzzle finally. They felt sorry for me. Yeah, and there was no reason to change that, because it's not like doing that took any more time. Gotta change the water bottles. It's not like it took any more time from the movie. It's almost as though the directors decided, well, we don't understand this kind of conflict resolution or this relationship between people, so we're going to do what we want. And I mean, outside looking in here, I don't know, obviously, that, that's what they were thinking. Man. But it just, I don't feel like there was any good reason to change those relational elements. It would have been just as good, if not a better story, in the end. Okay, now how am I going to get to that? Because I want to get to this door right here, because I think that's where there's like 3 different presents. Hateful machine. In this particular game, one of the things that made it particularly hard to find was that there is another game that has some similar aspects called The Incredible Machine. And I first thought, well, is that the game that I'm looking for? Is it The Incredible Machine? And when I looked at it, it's like, that definitely was not the correct game. I wonder if I'm going to have to come down from there. Unfortunately. Understand it. Yeah, exactly. That is exactly it. And it's very disappointing to when they do take those liberties like that. Okay, good. That is set up correctly. And will this work? Yay! When I was trying to find this game, one of the things that made it extra difficult was The Incredible Machine was a similar game. And of course I'm thinking, it's like, okay, I want to find this game that's got all these gears and puzzles to solve, and kept coming, Incredible Machine, Incredible Machine. And then finally I'm like, okay, let me think of the main characters, like guy with blue shirt, yellow pants, and red hat. Like, that's literally a game. And I remembered it's like educational game, and I finally narrowed it. It's like, oh, super solvers, okay. And that's what I have to go off with finding a lot of these games in particular, is trying to describe them how I remember them, which is incredibly inaccurate. Like, some of the old Apple IIe games are going to be nuts. Speaking of nuts, this game just knows that I. Oh. Alright, give me back my car part. Oh, come on. So have there been any, I think the game is deciding to have mercy on me, and it's giving me a bunch of level 1 puzzles now. Have there been any games in particular that that you've looked for and that you found like years later to replay? Like what are some of your favorites, or is it kind of the same list as the list of games you had mentioned? Gotcha. Let's see. Yeah, one of the games that I am going to have the hardest time with is the Baldur's Gate. I have not played that one. And I think that's going to end up on like the list of games that I need to play. What was the... So there's a number of like the old MECC Apple II games that are kind of on my list of ones that I want to find. And one of them that I'm thinking of in particular, it's like I'm going to be describing it like rooms with loops and hooks. I'm serious. I mean, that is all that I remember, is that it was a game where it was kind of a puzzle progression where there were loops and hooks that you had to plug into each other in order to like build a machine in order to progress to the next level. And you know, this is on an old Apple IIe system and I'm pretty sure it's an MECC game, so it might be one of those where I literally do like a catalog crawl. And yes, I know I could solve this with a parallel circuit, but you know what? Oh. There we go. So it's going to be good times. So Tony, have you ever done any streaming or any stuff, anything like this? You got any tips? Well, I don't think mine is going to support it. Long term. Flashing hole, red ramp. I can put gravity on high. But I was actually surprised at how supportive Crystal was of me jumping on here and doing this. Yeah, I'm right now. What I've got set up is an easy schedule of just once a week for 30 minutes a week, and then if I get time, I'll jump on there, have a little more fun. But I've my default is some very low expectations. Okay, I think I need to get to some of the lower floors. Actually, that's the same tip that I've heard from the 8-bit drummer. He recently was on and did like talked about his streaming tips, and his big thing was consistency. Now we'll start here. Gotta clock into work here. I really wish they had made those background elements here, and I've said it multiple times in the stream. Is wish those background elements were interactive. Oh wow. Well, that is good to know, and I'm definitely going to make that something I'm very mindful about, is just making sure that there was just shocking about the fact that a face just appeared on my screen. Definitely something I'm going to be mindful of, and the thing is, the biggest thing about this, and kind of why I'm doing this stream, is just there's so many of these old games, and you know, they were my friends growing up. They were, you know, they were the things I spent the most time with, and I didn't really have the opportunity to share those with other people growing up. And doing this, being on the stream, even if nobody's here right now, or not nobody, obviously, you're definitely someone, and I appreciate it. But no, it's just that I never had the opportunity to really share these experiences and the fun that I had playing these games. And even at this point, it feels like such a good opportunity to take them and share them with others, because I don't know how many people played these or are aware of them. Oh, I'm in a whole nother area. Okay. This explains some things. Going full time, wow. I hear you. Um, that's really impressive. Definitely not looking for this to become a full-time thing, just looking more to just have the opportunity to really share the experiences and to play these games with others. Or just to have others reminisce about the games with me. Uh, Jared, aka 8-Bit Drummer, Stephen George from Stephen Plays, and a few others have gotten together and starting a podcast called Disc Only. And I just had the opportunity to listen to their third episode, which was the first one that I had listened to. And it was just so refreshing to hear them get together and just talk about these games like friends. I mean, I guess that's a little redundant, but just to hear them get together and just reminisce and share their memories with these games. And it was just such a refreshing thing to me to hear that and to that bond that was shared between these people with that. It was just so cool. And it's something that I definitely want to share with people, and how these games have impacted me. Ah! I didn't even get a part for that. That's very true. Matter of fact, this what I appreciate is that some of these educational games do actually have a timeless quality to them. Like, this game is surprisingly well done. All of the educational elements of it are still entirely relevant. It's like this is a game that I could have my son play, and still gain educational value from it. I think I'm going to end up calling this at 9 o'clock. I've still got dishes to get done. But I'm trying to think, how old is your oldest now, if you don't mind my asking? No. No, that can't be right. You're messing with me. You're telling me lies. Oh, man. I can't even, That is awesome, though. Even if it's scary. Oh, man. Alright, we got the best car body. And according to this, we've got all the parts. You know, it doesn't hurt to... yeah, oh, man. Wow. That's just, it's just hard to believe. Let's see, what other doors can I enter from there, or was that pretty much a dead end? Yeah, that's the equivalent of a dead end there. But at his age, and like the age of several others, I'm sure you guys get together and have like some pretty good family game nights and stuff like that. It's like, I'm just remembering, it's like when we used to play Rock Band and all that. You've got your own Rock Band right now. Man, a senior. Alright, let's see if we can build this car. And how well it does. Because I've got a pretty good handful of good parts. Let's see, these are the 4-inch, 3 inches wide. Oh, I thought I had better tires. They must have gotten stolen. Oh man. For whatever reason, I could never get into doing the redstone stuff. That is awesome. Yeah, I think the cyber chimp stole most of my good stuff here, so this may not go as well as I had hoped. But I've still got a few of the good parts. Let's see what we get. Ooh. Oh, I think we're gonna do it. Oh, I got false hope here. Nope. Oh, man. They really make it look like at the beginning. I guess because you got the inside track. Oh. Oh. Well, the good thing is I get to keep all my parts. Yep. I get to keep all my parts and actually do a retry on that later. So I'll get to finish that off. But that's awesome. Still with Minecraft, that's still such a multiplayer environment. I still feel bad about what happened to our original world, where that one provider deleted everything. Because we had some awesome stuff going there. Skylar, myself, and a couple of our what our church calls life group have gotten together, and we started a server for a little bit, but it's kind of petered out as well. Part of it is just because an event in Diablo 3 started up that I was interested in, and then I got the idea to start doing this, and so this is where most of my game time has gone to. Yeah, especially with Josh in particular. I mean, I think we all definitely felt that loss, but Josh had just built that huge pagoda for Wesley, like Wesley's house, and that thing was massive, and we spent so much time on that. And I think that was kind of the straw for him. But yeah. It was a mess, but it was still really good times. I had a lot of fun with that. So, well, I am going to call it here for tonight. Thank you for jumping on. It is definitely just awesome to hear from you. Please feel free to jump on, join in, and if you have suggestions for games, I think I'm going to go around and actually make, see if I can find a Twitch add-on that lets me add some kind of list or maybe even some kind of poll, but I think I'm just going to start with like a basic checklist and go ahead and just dump my games list on there, because I think that one would be a good way to keep it, but also a good way to let people know what's on here and if they have some suggestions. I might even have some games where I make a separate list where here's my descriptions of games that I'm looking for, and then here's the ones that I'm actually going to run through, because I'm thinking like Carmen Sandiego, the old DOS Monopoly Deluxe, and things like that. Yes. I think you were the... did we all get together for the map, or was that like primarily you on that? Because I'm really not a planner as much, so I just don't remember that component of it. I remember Rock Band though. Was it Rock Band or Garage Band? No, Garage Band's an Apple application, but good times. Such good times. But yeah. Anyway, I am going to go ahead and call it tonight. Like I said, feel free to jump back and join me for another old school game. This Wednesday I am doing Defender, and I have no idea how to play it. Oh, that's so cool. Might have to send me pictures of that just for the sake of it if you still have it somewhere. It would be awesome to see those. That's a great idea. And maybe have like my top 5. Yep. Likewise, and you take care. Oh. Michael, I'm afraid you caught me just as I was logging off. Feel free to shoot me a text. We can catch up.